Compound operators are a good, quick, easy way to change what a variable equals. And so I'm going to talk about those four types of compound operators. So I'm going to create a new integer variable. Integer x equals, and I'll set this one equal to 7 this time. And it's important to realize that I can change that variable a lot of different ways. Of course, I can overwrite it, x equals 10 if I'd like. And so if I output what x is here, I will just prove that it now equals 10 because I wrote over it. It's now 10 permanently in memory. But there's other ways I could do this. I could say take what it was and add a number to it. So I'll add 2 here. So now what it does is it says set x equal to whatever it was plus 2. So now x is going to equal the number 9 because 7 plus 2 is 9. So when I run this, I will get the answer 9. And that's another way to do it. But x equals x plus 2 is a little bit lengthy, so programmers have come up with another way to do the same thing, but to do it more efficiently and quite a bit more quickly. And they do that with these compound operators, which would be called, so I'm going to take x equals x plus 2, and I'm going to use a compound operator. And the way that you do that is you actually just do it this way, x plus equals 2. That's actually the correct way to do it, and it's important to realize that what that really means is x equals x plus 2. That's all that means. It means the exact same thing. That's the same line of code. So, if I output this, or maybe I'll change it just to show you that the code works and that it's going to give me a different answer. I'll do x plus equals 3, so that really means x equals x plus 3. And what that's telling me is to add 3 to the x variable. That's all it says, add 3 to the x variable. And so my output for x should now be 10. I'll run this and I'll get the answer 10. Now, there are 3 other compound operators that I'm going to discuss in this video, but it's very important to realize that this is basically the exact same concept for all 3 of these. So if I create a new variable, actually I think I'll stick with the same x up here, it's 7. If I were to change this to a minus, now it would be very important to understand that all I'm going to do is subtract 3 from x. And so my output here is going to be the number 4 this time when I run it, because it just says subtract 3 from x. Now, common sense, and if you're following this pattern, if I change this to a times, all that says is times 3 to x. Okay? And x will now be 3 times 7, which is 21. And I'll run this to show that it's 21. Now I'd run into a little bit of a problem here if I do divided by, because 7 divided by 3 is not a nice, perfect number. And that warrants just a warning, a red flag right now in this video that integers, remember, can't be decimals. And 7 divided by 3 would be a problem. And I'm going to have other videos on that addresses that issue more. So for now I'm going to tell you, be forewarned that that's not a good thing. So I'm going to switch. I'm just going to switch this to 6 for now, and then I'm going to do a divided by here. So what this means is take x and divide it by 3, and that's your new x. So this output should just be the number 2 when all is said and done, and there's the number 2. So when it comes to these 4 main compound operators, okay, there are times when you're going to want to just subtract 3 from the number. You're going to want to add 3 from the to the number. You're going to want to multiply the number by 3. Okay, it'd be like this, and maybe even divide by 3. There are a lot of times that this is going to come up in programming, and it is a very, very important concept where we just want to, it's very important to remember that all we're doing here is we're adding 3, all we're doing here is subtract 3, all we're going to do here is multiply by 3, and all we're going to do here is divide by 3. Okay? Now, there's faster ways to do those, and that's exactly what I've gone through in this video. We can do x plus equals 3 to do that. We can do x minus equals 3 if we want to subtract 3. We can do x times times equals 3 if we want to do that, or we can do x divided by equals 3. So that's compound operators, when you basically just find a shorter way to do the same thing. Add, subtract, multiply, or divide a certain variable by something.